Welcome back to the Coaches Show. We got a big week ahead of us as the Mission Prep Royals hit the road to begin a 3-game road trip. But before we get there, let's recap last week's win, Coach. And again, this is head coach David Schuster. I'm getting ahead of my chef, Coach. Forgot to introduce you. How you doing, Coach?
Doing great.
Always getting ahead of myself. As you can see, I'm already looking forward to my weekend in Vegas. So forgive me if my brain is a little scattered. But, Coach, let's talk about last week's win, the 22-6 victory over the Nipomo Titans, improving to 4-1. That is your the school's first 3-win-in-a-row series over the Titans. And Drew Harrigan produced 202 yards, 17 carries, 2 touchdowns, was named the player of the game. Talk about that game and his performance and how you guys clawed out that win over a determined Titans team.
Yeah, I really felt like the kids bounced back in the second half and did a number of great things. I felt like we're never going to apologize for winning, to quote the great Mike Tomlin. I think we had a healthy respect for Nipomo, but I also think we had a number of distractions going on and a ton of things that kind of messed with energy early on. And the kids executed everything that we did during the week. And I don't know that I prepared the team fully. And I think Nipomo had a really good game plan and did a number of things that challenged us. I was very pleased with how everyone bounced back in the second half and established control and just kind of got back to doing what we do. So, there are a number of areas for us to improve in, and certainly want to see some great growth in all phases of the game. I thought defensively, we did enough to win, but I want to see a lot of improvement on some things and just some more disciplined play. Offensively, I want to see us, we need to get some more execution, especially out of the passing game. And that's everyone's fault. That's the offensive line. That's the receivers. That's the quarterback. That's myself as the play caller. Just need to see more improvement in that area. And then, more consistency in the run game. Again, it was just a number of, guys stepping with the wrong foot at times and just tiny little things that need to get sharpened up. So I've been very, very pleased with the way that's happened this week. I felt like Nipomo did a number of good things. They challenged us, and I was very pleased with the way the team bounced back in an adverse moment, and they were able to finish the game very strong. So,
if I were to give my analysis of Nipomo, I felt like they had a bookend game. They played a really solid first quarter, a really solid fourth quarter, really got lost in the middle there. And then they struggled once they got into the red zone. They struggled to complete drives. And I feel like a lot of that comes from just having a young quarterback, not experienced with the pressure of those positions. And he's going to get better with time. I saw a lot of great moments from him, but he's a freshman and no dig on him. He's going to get better, and he's going to be a fury by the time he's a senior on the Central Coast.
Yeah, he's an impressive looking kid. They had a number of kids that I remember thinking that they look pretty impressive and they're going to be a problem down the road. Their youth is for sure obvious there, and but ours was too. I felt like a lot of our young kids did young things. You make mistakes, and it's hard to be consistent every week and every play, and it's hard for seniors to do it. We've got some great seniors who are always doing very good things, and even some of the seniors made some undisciplined mistakes in the game. So, just kind of felt like a night where both teams were just kind of going back and forth that way. Just a lot of not immaturity, just a lot of just youthful mistakes. So,
and if let's talk about Drew Harrigan. Was Farmers Insurance agent Jennifer White's player of the game. A big night for him, 202 yards. That sets him up for a couple different things. That's his third 200-plus yard game of his career, his 14th 100-yard game of his career. His 2 touchdowns now put him at 34 career touchdowns. And he broke the 3,000-yard mark in his career at Mission Prep with 3,038 yards, Coach. Tremendous performance by him so far in his career at Mission Prep. Talk about what he's basically cementing his own legacy in the Hall of Fame of running backs that rolled through Mission Prep, especially through your time here.
Yeah, we've had a number of really special running backs come through, and you know we like to run the football, so we will always have great running backs here. But that predates me too. Like that, you know, Chad Henry obviously had a couple of dudes. You know, most notably obviously Patrick, but you know, Braden Corona, Michael Cardwell. You know, there were a number of guys that came through that were just absolutely phenomenal running backs, and Drew is right up there. And I think it'll be interesting to see how his senior year finishes out, to kind of just be able to truly judge where he stands with everybody else. And he feels very much to me like, you know, Kowal was um, Kowal and Patrick Laird, I think, would obviously be number 1 and number 2. You know, that their stats kind of prove it. Their dominance on the field prove it. And Drew, I feel, has a chance to enter into that conversation with those two. But that's a high mark to get to, and he's still got a long way to go. So, but I'm deeply proud of Drew. He's such a game changer for us. He drives all of our success on offense, and I think the one thing that I would say that, you know, the frustration that we have as a team right now is it can't all be Drew. We need everybody else to start stepping up a little bit more, and that's kind of the pressure we're putting on the team. Is you know, it can't be Drew's show every single game. We need the rest of the team to rally up and do their part, and be more consistent when their number's called, and so but you know, Drew, I think it's been pretty well documented how I feel about him, and how the rest of the Central Coast fears him, and the impact he has. So I think um, it's probably, in terms of on the Central Coast, in terms of running backs, I'd say it's Carter, Vargas, and Drew in no particular order. Depends on the week, and then everybody else. And so they were all league last year, those two, and there was nobody even remotely close that came up for a vote. And I think it'll be that way again this year. It's going to be Carter and Drew, and everyone else will be like, yeah, those two, and then let's get second team figured out. So those two are pretty special kids.
And Coach, you currently sit atop the Mountain League at 2-0 in league play alongside Arroyo Grande, and while a pack of players or teams, shall we say, sit at 1-1, a 4-pack there, that it being Lompoc, St. Joseph, Paso Robles, and San Ynez. Coach, talk about what it means to be at the top early on and really controlling your fate down the line, and how things are going to play out for you.
I mean, it's nice to be at the top. Obviously, it's where you want to be. It's also so early in the season, and so early in this whole process, that, you know, the games that really are going to determine those things obviously have not been played yet.
Correct.
And the events that have taken place to determine league championships haven't taken place yet. So we don't want to be anywhere else, but I think we're also very much with the understanding of everything for us right now is it's all about Paso, and you know, we'll kind of work when we get to AG, when we get to St. Joe's, when we get to all those games. Lompoc, you know, Lompoc next week is going to be tough. Paso this week's going to be tough. So if we don't do what we're supposed to do against Paso, then that makes any conversation with AG kind of irrelevant. So you know, that's kind of where we're at with it.
And Coach, speaking of Paso, you begin a 3-game road trip. Everybody hops aboard the Drew train to go up over the grade to Paso Robles. And that 3-game road trip is Paso Robles, Lompoc, Arroyo Grande, in that order. The next 3 Fridays, We got Paso Robles. They're 1-4. It's going to be a long road trip. 3 tough teams. Let's talk about Paso first off. What is going to take to get this rugged team to calm down? Paso, they're big team as far as size. They bring some power to the field. What are you guys going to do?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for us is if we execute our things consistently, we will have great success.
Yeah.
And whenever we're not having success, it's because we're not following the game plan. We're not following, the basic rules of the offense. We're undisciplined on defense. When those things are taking place, that's when we get beat. And so it almost is. It's not irrelevant, but it is. We're not focused on what everybody else does. And so we obviously build a game plan for everybody, but I will tell you our focus this week and all the weeks moving forward is we're going to improve our things and get try to master everything that we do because we feel like that's going to give us enough to win every game. And so, Paso does some great things. I think their quarterback doesn't take him much to flip that ball 50 yards. I think number 11 for them, that big wide receiver, he looks like a real problem. He's incredibly athletic. Number 4, their little slot, he's extremely athletic too. So they got some big boys up front, especially on defense. But it's again for us, we're sitting there going, if we execute and do our things, the things that we expect to do week to week, then we expect to have great success. And so, and if we're struggling to execute those things, then it'll be a long game. It's that simple. So, no disrespect to Paso, but we feel like if we execute our stuff, we're gonna get the outcome we want. So,
And I'm on board with that one, Coach. I'm on board with that one. I will be watching from afar in Las Vegas, as this week the reins of the broadcast are handed over to Stephen Hodges and Alex Klepper. Mission Prep will be live on PSNtv, 7 p.m. Friday, September 29th. Kickoff, again, 7 p.m. Mission Prep Royals coming in at 4-1, riding a 4-game winning streak, 2-0 in the Mountain League, facing off against the Paso Robles Bearcats, 1-4, 1-1 in the Mountain League, from War Memorial Stadium at Flamson Middle School in the city of Paso Robles. Coach, our next show is going to be next Wednesday, unless I hit the jackpot and run off and disappear into the world of nothingness, I guess. No, I'll be back next.
Stay in Vegas.
Yeah, stay in Vegas and just continue to bankroll more money, and become a high roller. I'm not good at counting cards, so that will not happen. All our bio links for Twitter X are in the description below the video, so go ahead and check those out. You can find us all there. Any final words before we depart, Coach?
No, excited to get up to Paso. It's a game that I know myself, the rest of the school, the staff, we're all excited about. The kids are excited about. We need everyone's support there. It's going to be loud. It's going to be great. Been waiting to play in that stadium since I've been here, and excited to get after it. It's going to be great.
I will be involved in the chat for those who watch the program, who always want to chat with us. I'll be chatting along with y'all this week from Vegas. So jump on board and enjoy the conversation while we're watching football. And enjoy Steven and Alex this week. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week. Coach's Show coming up next Wednesday, the first one of October.